Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Mundo's World. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I haven't really fixed the auto focus on my camera, so it may go out. I may look a little blurry-ish for a little while. If that happens, don't worry about what I look like. Just think about what I'm saying. So, the whole topic of this video is going to be 10 tips to losing weight and getting things under control, trying to stay on track with our weight loss, right? Because as I mentioned in the last video, I was able to, in the past, it's been about actually a month, almost 2 months now. Because January, if I remember correctly, January 15th, I believe was, let me try to refocus here. January 15th was when I did my weigh-in, I believe. And I'll look that up right now real quick. So yes, January 15th was when I did my weigh-in. So I officially started the diet on the 16th of January. And that's when I started. So I've been doing it for almost, it's March 12th today. It's been almost 2 months, and so far I have lost 1 pound shy of 30 pounds. So I've lost 29 pounds to date, in the past less than 2 months. So I feel good about that. But anyways, before I do get into these tips though, I want you guys to do me a huge favor and hit that like button. Subscribe if you like the content, as I'll be bringing, more stuff to you guys, and I'm going to also keep you guys updated on how I am doing. Maybe that'll be motivation to some people to continue. I hope so, because why I'm doing this on the weight loss on my YouTube channel is really because I want to motivate others to continue to do that. That sounded weird, but I want to motivate others to continue it. If you haven't started, to get started, let's start moving, because it can be done. We can do it, and you know what? I want to say I think that we can do it together, right? So my ultimate weight loss goal, right? I really want to get to 175. My wife wants me down to 150. I think I'm going to look a little too scrawny at that point, but we'll see. We'll take it slow. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, right? But anyways, let's go ahead and get into these 10 tips. So tip number one, and these aren't really in any order of importance or anything like that. It's really just 10 tips. But I will say the first one is probably one of the most important, and that's just for health alone. It's drink lots of water. Okay? I can't emphasize this enough, but water actually gets your body doing what it's supposed to, working, functioning better on a daily basis if you're drinking lots of water. How much water should you consume as like an adult, like myself? I should be consuming, so I drink between 8 and 10 16.9 ounce bottle of water. 8 to 10 of those. Okay? So, water is very important, because water is going to keep you hydrated. It's going to help you help your body and organs function properly so that they can do what they're supposed to. So obviously your metabolism and everything else in your body is going to use water kind of as, it's like it'd be like the motor oil, you know what I mean, of the body, give or take. Does that sound about right? I think that sounds about right? Because our food would be the gas. I think that that's going to be the oil. Funny. Anywho, moving on. Tip number 2. Eat about every 3 hours. Okay? Because you want to do about 5 to 6 meals a day, right? But obviously, and we'll get into that, we don't want to go overboard. But the reason for this is because it keeps the metabolism working. So you don't want your metabolism slowing down, because I think that's one of the things that happened to me was I typically ate anywhere from 1 to 3 meals a day. And they were massive meals. So my body was like, okay, cool, we have nothing to do for a while. And then it was just like, whoa, now we have all this to work on. And it's like, those the lazy guys, not really trying to get their work done, and then they just get more piled on and more piled on and more piled on. And that's kind of what happens, and then you're left with this, right? And I joke about it, and I'm perfectly fine. Like, my self-esteem has never been an issue. I've always felt great, and to be honest with you, I've actually been healthy. I might not look it, but I've always been healthy. I've gone to the doctor, and they've been like, nothing's wrong with you. My physicals, I'm like, I had fatty liver at one point, and that actually went away. But obviously, I do know that the later on it goes, the higher risk I can be to, susceptible to more things. So I want to be around longer for my children, my wife. So that's why I'm doing this. Anywho, so eat every 3 hours, guys. Let's try to keep, put a reminder on your watch, your phone, set alerts, alarms, whatever you got to do, so that you're at least eating something every 3 hours. So, because that helps. Moving on to number 3, is reducing portion size. That's a big thing, because a lot of times we're accustomed to eating 3 big meals. Let's cut that down. And I don't say you can't have any big meals, and that's fine. I like to keep the bigger meals earlier in the day, because I know that my body's going to work through that, as long as if I'm remaining a little bit active, right? But reduce our portion size, because we want our stomach to kind of shrink down a little bit, rather than us kind of pushing it to the limit always, and it's just expanding, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. No, we want to shrink it down. That's what we want to do. We want to shrink it down. So let's reduce our portion size, because obviously the more we're eating, the more our body has to work to break all that down. But not only that, but it's potentially going to be more calories. And keep in mind, we like to put the wrong things on our plate, right, in bigger amounts. So we're going to be getting the wrong stuff into our body. So let's reduce those portion sizes, especially with our snacks. Obviously, we want to keep our snacks small and light. We don't want to, eat a double quarter pounder or Big Mac for a snack. That's not a snack. You know what I mean? So let's, and if you can, avoid that altogether, please. But reduce your portion sizes. I can't emphasize that enough. 4, we're going to manage / balance our plate, right? So what does that mean? That means we have our plate. We want to divide it up correctly, right? So you want to get half, I like to do half veggies immediately. The other half, I pretty much do protein. And sometimes it's more like 3/4 veggies and I'll have protein, right? And that's, but keep in mind, we're reducing portions. So don't think I'm like mounds of, right? But every now and again, I will splurge. But when I splurge, it's more on the veggies. Excuse me. It's more on the veggies than anything. Because that's going to also, keep in mind, the veggies is going to help us big time. And that's going to help us like with digestion and stuff like that, right? So we want to balance out the meals, because what do people typically do? Carbs go on first, right? So like us as Latinos, my grandmother or mother Even my father, we would always serve, and I learned to do the same exact thing. Was we we serve rice first, so about half of the plate would be rice, and then we would fill almost the other half with our meat. And if we had a side salad or a side veggie, we had like this much room on your plate left, if even that. So, and us, like, I'm Ecuadorian, we tend to do double carbs a lot of the times, right? So we'll do rice and fries, right? Or rice and mashed potatoes. That was a huge thing for us, right? So you want to try to avoid that, um, definitely. And sometimes we'll like have rice and stuff, or even with like pasta, right? So you have pasta, and then you have like bread on the side. Like it's unnecessary, right? So let's manage and try to balance out our plate, right? And what food categories are getting on our plate. Um, so I recommend always throwing on your veggies first, going to proteins next, and if you have some carbs in your meal, go ahead and throw that on last, and let's keep that the smallest, um, it can, possibly can, right? And so that actually helps me move into number 5, which is removing unnecessary or unhealthy carbs. Let's, if we can remove them altogether, let's do that, right? So I like bread. Bread's a big thing for me. I like bread, I like pasta, I like rice. I love carbs, right? But I've been essentially avoiding them. Until recently, I just started getting my breads back in a little bit. Not, I haven't been excessive about it. It probably once every like 3 or 4 days, at most. And what I got was sprouted grains bread. Okay, so it's a higher fiber content, which kind of reduces the net carbs. Um, and it's not particularly high in carbs to begin with. So it's sprouted grains. The one that I use is the Ezekiel bread, um, but it's it doesn't taste bad. I think it tastes better than some whole wheat bread, but it's definitely different. It's got more texture to it. It's a little, uh, I guess, denser, um, but it's not bad. It really isn't bad, and that's a way that I've been able to get. Like this morning, that was my breakfast. Actually, I had, um, 2 slices of Ezekiel bread with hummus. About each one had about a tablespoon of hummus, and then I had, sliced turkey breast. Um, and I did about one portion split between the two breads of the turkey, and I eat them one at a time, so that, you know what I mean. Like, one, it takes me a little longer to eat it, therefore giving it more time to hit my stomach, and on top of that, um, it kind of tricks the brain into thinking I'm eating more. And then I saw on the side of that I had like some, tomato. I could have put the tomato on it, but I just felt like eating the slices of tomato with a little bit of salt sprinkled on it on the side. Um, so yeah, definitely remove those unnecessary, unhealthy carbs. Right, try to replace them with better things. So, there's low carb tortilla, like burrito tortillas, the flour tortillas. There's low carb versions of it. So if you don't want to completely cut out the carbs, and you want to, at least substitute, absolutely. And I've definitely done a couple videos on some little quick, burritos that you can do for if you don't have a lot of time for lunch. And it's like an egg salad burrito, or a hard-boiled egg with some other stuff, or like uh, making your own chicken salad, and just doing that in a burrito. Even, another thing that I would do sometimes is I'll take one of those burritos, and I haven't done this now, like recently, because I've cut carbs out almost completely. But in the past, when I've been kind of trying to manage and watch my weight, I'll get those low carb tortillas, and like they're big ones, right? And so like I'll put like ham, um, ham and cheese or whatever I put on it, kind of roll that up, right? And I'll obviously um, be picky about which cheeses also you use. We don't want too much fat in there either, right? But right now we're talking about carbs. Um, if you can, I recommend no carbs at dinner. And when I say no carbs, obviously everything has carbs in it. What I mean is no breads, no rice, no potatoes, no pastas, none of that stuff for dinner. Let's stick to. So, what I do for dinner is I have a meal replacement shake. Most dinners, that's my dinner. Sometimes I will, stray a little bit, and I'll do like, a little salad, um, with and I'll do like lettuce, tomato. Sometimes I'll put cucumbers in it. Sometimes I won't. Maybe I'll chop up a jalapeno and throw it in there, or half of a jalapeno, whatever I feel like doing, and then throw like half a chicken breast or something like that on top. Um, because obviously we do want our protein still. Um, and then for dressing, I think what I used once was I did some, what was it? I did mustard, mixed it with a little bit of sriracha. I think I put just a touch of something vinegar based. I think it was maybe it was Worcestershire. It was either Worcestershire or soy sauce. Actually, it was one of those two. But I mixed that in, and it was just a touch of that more than anything for like a little bit of salt, right? Um, and feel free to add like a little bit of like plain yogurt or Greek yogurt to it and mix it up just to give it a little creaminess, maybe a little more consistency. Um, but you definitely don't want to use any mayos or you know what I mean, any like straight olive oil in it. I would stay away from that probably at nighttime. Um, but yeah, let's try to do no carbs at dinner. Um, the next one, talking about dinner, let's not make that too late, right? You don't want to have dinner at 9 in the evening and then go to bed at 10 o'clock. You want to give your body enough ample time to really digest the food. um, I think that's important. And even if you and if you could even include a little bit of activity, light activity, to get your body pumping and burning even a little bit of what you just ate. And I don't mean doing an intense workout afterwards. You don't have to do something like that. um, but let's just not make it too late. Let's give your body a little bit of time to be able to break some of that stuff down, right? um, Number 7 is going to be adding and increasing exercise, right? So exercise is vital. I wouldn't say it's 100% necessary to the weight loss, but obviously it's going to help you increase your weight loss because you're burning more of those calories, creating a higher calorie deficit. And on top of that, you're in some cases building muscle, burning more fat. So all these things help add up to your weight loss, right? Your weight and fat loss. So even if you're building a little bit of muscle, you're probably burning fat. So that's going to actually kind of balance it out and still get you going in the direction of the goal that you have, right? So I think that exercise is and it's just about increasing it. If you already do exercise 2 times a week, let's pump it up. Let's do 3 to 4 times a week, or let's bump up those 2 or 3 sessions a week to instead of 50 minutes, let's do half an hour, right? And there's like a lot of great YouTube channels out there that are great, like low impact. You can do the low impact. I love doing low impact standing exercises if possible, because I don't like jumping around, right? I have children in the house, and sometimes they might even be sleeping already, and so I try to do the low impact, no jumping, none of that stuff, and like keep it light and healthy, but it gets our heart pumping, so it's good for cardio. We get to work on our core a lot of the times. We get a little bit of stretching, obviously, and the aerobics kind of stuff. So a really great all around, total body workout, and we're burning fat, or burning calories, and in some cases we're creating muscle mass as well. So that's number 7. Number 8 is going to be calorie control. Okay, you want to control what you're eating. So you don't typically, you're not going to just want to say, hey, I'm going to eat, five smaller meals today. So I got, 2 snacks, and one of the snacks is going to be a Rice Krispies treat, and then my other snack's going to be I don't know, a small bag of Doritos, and then I got, my breakfast sandwich of just one, Egg McMuffin from McDonald's. Like, that's not your, that would be a little counterproductive, right? So obviously we want to control our calories, and what we want to do is create a calorie deficit, right? Because in order to lose weight, we need a calorie deficit, because that's how we lose weight. So our body has a total number of calories that it needs to function normally and maintain your weight on a daily basis. We want to eat less than that, and less than what we're going to be using, right? So in my case, it's something like 2,000, which is ridiculous. Like, it's 2,300 or something like that. I don't remember the exact number. But on a daily basis, I also use, and I'm throwing just an example out there. I use maybe like 300 calories or something like that. And like I said, I don't keep track of these things, so I'm just kind of throwing numbers out there right now. But so now we're at like 2,500 calories, right? So if I were to eat 3,000 calories, that's not creating a deficit. That's actually counterproductive. I'm going to be gaining weight. I need to be eating less than that. And so I'll tell you, actually, myself, what I've been doing is I've been keeping myself under about 1,200 calories. 1,200 is like my mark. In some cases, I'm doing like as low as like 900, but I try to stay above 900, or around 900 at least. And but what I'm doing to kind of balance that out, because they say it's not healthy really to eat under 1,200 calories a day. But what I'm doing is I'm eating so much healthier than normal. I have all my veggies. I'm drinking a lot of water. You know what I mean? I'm trying to, I'm having enough protein. I'm trying to make sure that I'm balancing things out in a manner to where my body's still staying healthy. I read an article the other day based on like how it's going to be, what the body, like symptoms and stuff like that of too much calorie deficit, right? Too little calories. And I don't have any of those symptoms, right? I don't have the fatigue. I'm not changing color of my skin. I'm not, what was one of the other ones? Like focus, concentration, mood. I'm happy as could be. I have great concentration. Sometimes I can't think of the word on time, but I have great concentration, and I feel energized on a daily basis. I don't feel like I have a lack of energy. I don't want to sleep all day. I actually don't sleep anytime throughout the day. So we want to create that deficit. We want to stay on the healthy side, right? So whatever we're doing to pack in those calories, let's try to be smart about what we're putting in there. And here's an app that I absolutely love for tracking calories, is the MyFitnessPal, right? Oh, you can't see that. That's a little too bright for the screen. That's fine, but it's MyFitnessPal is what it is. And it's a free app. I believe that they have it for Android as well. I use it on my iPhone. And what it is, it's great because you can actually scan with, like when you're tracking what you're eating, you can actually scan certain things and it'll pop right up. It'll populate and tell you exactly how many calories you're about to have if you're having one serving, and you get to change how many servings you're having, yada yada, etc., etc. You get to search for things as well. So and you'd be surprised at the amount of things that are in there. Like, even if you were to go and be like, okay, well, like, I decided to splurge today and I had medium fries at McDonald's, right? So I put that in there, right? And you just type in like McDonald's fries and it'll pop up medium fries, X amount of calories, and you're good to go. So obviously, reducing those things. So and in that, since we just touched on that a little bit, I'm going to just go a little more in depth and say there are, we're not going to, you can't just completely dive in and don't, you want to just touch the bottom and, don't come up for air. That's not what I'm saying. Don't suffocate yourself with this process. Don't make it, a task to where it feels like you're going to lose, like you're going to give up. You don't want that to happen, right? So right now, I just want to take a second to say, give yourself those free days. You got to have those free days. But on those free days, let's be a little more conscious about what we're doing, right? So if you normally had, like me, I can tell you, I normally at McDonald's, I would go to McDonald's, I'd have a number 3, which is the double quarter pounder. I'd get it large, so with large fries, a large drink, and I'd add on like anywhere from like 6 to 10 nuggets, or maybe a extra like instead of the nuggets, I'll do like a chicken, like a McChicken or something like that, and that's what I would eat when I would go to McDonald's, right? So we got to be conscious of that, and we can't make those same mistakes. So since we're changing lifestyles, even on those free days. And I recommend for the first 21 days, let's not stray. First 21 days, let's form the habit of being healthier, and let's not get no free days for the first 21, right? I would even go as far as saying for the first 30. And the reason I say that is so that as soon as that 21 days hits, you say, okay, I'm done. No, that doesn't mean you're going to automatically change and that's that. No, you still have to be aware of what you're doing. But when you do have those free days, instead of getting, the double quarter pounder large, maybe drop it down to just a quarter pounder and maybe get a medium meal, right? So let's kind of try to play with it a little bit to be on the healthier side. Or maybe there's something else on the menu that you could pick to be a little healthier, right? So there's a lot of, and it's all about choices that we make, but we want to change our lifestyle as a whole, right? We don't want to fall right back into what we used to do, because it'll be a lot easier to pick that habit back up than to restart this one and form it all over again. Trust me, it's going to be a lot easier even than just continuing what we're doing. It's a lot easier to go back to doing what we were doing already. So calorie control and calorie deficit, that's number 8. And number 9, don't skip on your snacks. I mentioned set the timer. Don't skip your snacks. One of my favorite snacks to have is about 2 tablespoons of hummus, and I go to Wegmans. We have a Wegmans out here. I go there, and yes, I will throw them a bone because I love that place. But I'll go to Wegmans and I'll get the hummus, right? And there's different types of hummus that they have. I like the spicy chipotle. It's fantastic. Their cilantro jalapeno is great. The roasted red pepper hummus, fantastic. Even just the basic garlic, the roasted garlic hummus, absolutely love it. Those are the ones I've tried so far. I'm sure I'll be trying more. But until then, that's what I can actually recommend. One of those hummuses, get 2 tablespoons of hummus, and I don't know, knock yourself out. Get 10, 12 baby carrots. Or I like to mix it up sometimes, and I'll do like, 6 baby carrots and like 5 celery sticks or something, and maybe it's a little less than that. I'm really, like, I kind of eyeball it, to be honest with you. When it comes to my snacks, I'm not big, because I'm not going out and grabbing a Rice Krispie treat or a brownie for my snack. I'm choosing, obviously, healthy things. And on top of that, they're low calorie, they're high water content. So I'm choosing veggies because they have the things that I need, right? And they're keeping me full. I'm eating enough of it, right? Because if I go and eat something else, like, I don't know, a bag of chips, that just throws my calorie deficit off, right? So we have to still be conscious of the snacks that we're eating, but we have to continue eating those snacks. Don't skip out on the snacks. Even if you think, oh man, I'm probably going to go over my calorie goal for the day, don't skip out on the snacks because you want your metabolism continuously moving. And we want small, light snacks, right? You don't want to overdo the snacks, right? You don't want to have one whole cucumber, 20 baby carrots, and 20 celery sticks. That your, I think, portion size is getting out of control at that point, right? Especially if that's a snack. So don't skip them though. Let's keep them light and healthy, and don't skip them. Trying to think what's another snack that I really do like. I can't think. Oh, yogurt. Yogurt's a great snack, right? You just get one of those little cups of yogurt, individual size, fantastic snack. Number 10 is going to be increase the veggies you eat. Okay? This one I absolutely love. Just increase the amount of veggies you eat because they're going to be high water content. They're going to be nutrient rich. They're going to have lots of vitamins. They're going to sustain you. The fiber helps keep you full, and it also is great for your digestion, and typically low calorie, right? So that really is one of the biggest things. If you throw a lot of veggies into your foods every meal, you're really going to be able to keep this going, because that's going to take a lot of your space up in your stomach for a lot of those empty calories that you want to add, right? So let's go ahead and stick to these things. It's imperative that we try to stick to these things, but that we don't get overly strict with ourselves because we want to stay on track. If you completely dive into this and don't let yourself have anything, then you're gonna want to give up, right? So what I do is, even like during this process, I will, if my kids are having, a bag of chips, like they had, just the other day, there was like, they had, one kid had Doritos, the other one had Cheetos. I love them both. I said, give me one, give me one. I took one Dorito, one Cheeto. It wasn't going to kill me, right? So I went ahead and did that because I want to still have the taste. I don't want to feel like I'm completely missing out, right? I don't want to completely deprive myself. Actually, just yesterday, I had some people over. They had pizza. They got Papa John's pizza, and they have the new stuffed crust, right? So we got stuffed crust for the kids. I didn't have any pizza, but I really wanted to try the stuffed crust. So what I do, I took one bite out of it. Is it going to kill me? Absolutely not. So, guys, stick to it. Do what you got to do, but try to keep a good mindset about this, right? And if you guys have any suggestions for me, what I can continue doing for my weight loss, I'm open to hearing it. Also, as far as apps go, I did want to, give a couple shout outs and just, tips. Is the, what is it? Lose weight in 30 days, I believe is the name of the one. And then 30-day workouts, the other one. Both of those apps have nice little, easy, routines. I like to do mine in the morning, but I try to do 2 times a day if possible. So I'll do one at about, 8 in the morning or so. Excuse me, between 7 and 8 in the morning. And then I'll do another one around 3 or 4 in the afternoon, late afternoon. But let's stay active. Let's eat healthy. Let's form good habits, and let's just stay on track, guys. We definitely could do this. Let's do it together. If you guys have any questions for me, any concerns, please comment down below. If you guys have any suggestions for me, please comment down below. because I'm here to actually try to help others. But at the same time, I'm still learning these things. I'm going to learn a lot from you guys. And I hope that, somebody can learn from me. I hope that I can be motivational in that, because that's what I want to do. I want people to stay on track. I want people to get healthier. I want people to live longer lives, right? Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you next time to see what Mundo is up to next. Talk to you guys.